Alright, well, this is where we're at now. You can see our junction where we swap from a lap joint to a butt joint. Obviously this will get faired off nice and flush at an angle to match, but I just have a few locating screws in it right now in various places. But I have pre-drilled, as you can see, all of my holes. The battens are 6-inch. Along the chine and the keel, they are 3-inch spacing. So this panel was by far the easiest to bend. I didn't even have to try. I basically put a screw in that corner, one in the middle, one up here, and then with one finger I pushed this down and drilled and located this corner screw. So by far the easiest panel to install. But we're making great progress. I'm going to get this panel pulled off, wipe all the contact surfaces down with some alcohol to get them good and clean, mix up a batch epoxy grip, apply it, and get this panel glued on. Making good progress. And if you don't like Joe Walsh, you're a communist. Alright. Well, we're gaining. You can see I took my block plane and just started beveling this to match. I still have to finish it. You can see it's square down here. But I get it within about a 16th or so with the block plane, and then I'll come back and hand fair this so it's perfectly smooth. So I got to finish that off. I've got the starboard side panel cut, and oh, here's a pretty good look at it. You can see the overhang. That'll be flush, faired off to match the hull. But this panel is cut to fit. All of the screw holes, you can see, are pre-drilled. It is not glued down. It is not screwed. I just have a few locating screws here and there. But turning out pretty good. Same back here at the transom. This will have to be faired to match the angle of the transom. But looking pretty awesome, yeah? Making good progress. Now, some of the things I ordered this month, obviously I got my marine ply, the mahogany. That's super pretty stuff. Here's a look at it with just a little epoxy over it. You can see how much darker it gets. And this is the Famo wood mahogany. I drilled a couple of screws and then a couple of holes and just plugged them so you get an idea, how it blends with the natural mahogany. It's a pretty close color. Mahogany's funny. You get it in the right light and they completely disappear. You get it in the wrong light and they stick out like a sore thumb. Mahogany's very iridescent. It reflects light differently in its grain pattern. Very pretty wood though. We got a roll of 80 grit emery cloth. I love this stuff. Number 8 Countersink Bit. Lots of these jigsaw blades, and these are 36 teeth per inch. Sorry, it's not focusing again. Anyhow, 36 teeth per inch. I highly recommend these if you're going to be cutting the marine ply. It does a fantastic job. No tear out. Just a really clean cut. Moves slow, of course. I ordered another quart kit of the epoxy grip, and I also ordered a gallon kit of the epoxy shield. I'll fully encapsulate the hull outside. That's what this is, with the epoxy shield. I got some more mix cups and some mixing sticks. Screws. This was the disappointing part. I ordered the silicon bronze screw kit from Glen-L for the Zip. It was specifically for this boat, and it's supposed to have enough screws to do the hull. Unfortunately, I'm following the plans to the T. I am screwing exactly like the plans call for as far as spacing, things like that. 100% to the plans, and I came up basically 100 screws shy, number 8 3/4. 100 screws shy of finishing the hull, and that's really disappointing. On the other hand, I ended up with some 1-inch number 8s, an extra bag of 1-inch, which I can't use for the hull. They'll poke out. So I don't know if somebody just, when they were kidding the job, if they accidentally grabbed a 1-inch bag instead of another bag of 3/4. I can't explain it, but needless to say, I've got an extra 100 1-inch screws, and I was shy 100 3/4, so go figure. So let's see where we are. Alright, well, it is officially March 1st. For the month of February, we put in 29.25 hours. That's the most hours I've put in a single month since I started the boat build. If you didn't notice, February 1st, I didn't upload a video. I'm very sorry about that. But the reason being is January, I only put in a measly hour and a half the entire month. It's unfortunate, but I just didn't get a lot of time to work on the boat. So there was no January video February 1st. But February, we put in 29.25 hours. Working on planking, of course, now. We went up $650 this month. That brings our total up to $1,705.91. We are into the boat a total of 144 hours, and 29.25 of that, basically all this month, was planking. There'll be some more hours added onto that planking as I continue to finish it off throughout March. Well, since our last update, I have since faired this side down, sandpapered it, totally flush. You cannot feel this joint at all the way down. It's a super, super fair line. Looks really nice. So that one's done. And then tonight, I started putting my bottom butt blocks in for the port side. They're just 1/4-inch marine, same as the hull. Basically, they just span this gap so that when this ply butts into it, it gives you 2 inches either side of the ply as a backer to help strengthen that joint. So I got them in. There's one here, there's one here, and one here. And basically, I'm prepping to put this port side on. Tomorrow, after this stuff is hardened up, I'll pull these off. I'll cut them for the other side, and I'll get them glued into this area. And then I'll get this front portion planked. So, as far as planking goes, for March, I've got to finish this plank, port bow. I've got to finish this plank, starboard bow. I have to fair off this lip, get it at the same angle. Right now it's straight up and down. It needs to be angled at 12 degrees to match the transom. But anyhow, I'll get this faired off, get those 2 planks up there on, and then I'll finish my last final pretty skin, 1/4-inch Hydrotech over the face of that to be really pretty. And then the hull's officially done. I'm really not that far off from being done with the hull as far as construction. Then, of course, I'll have many, many, many hours plugging screw holes and fairing everything, by hand with sandpaper at that point to make sure everything's flawless as far as joints go. Here's a look down this side. Just turning out great. So we're making good progress. We're almost done with the planking. Things are just looking good. What a beautiful boat.